Hi, this is Scott. Welcome back to Bourbon Beach. What are we going to find washed up on shore today? Stick around and find out. There's always something on Bourbon Beach. It's just a matter of time. I see something. What do we got? All right. Oh God, no, not again. Traveler. Ooh. Let's see what else we can find. Well, what could it be? Larceny, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Batch C924. Very nice find. Let's get this back to the whiskey room and give it a try. So let's bring it on. Larceny, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, batch C924. Now Larceny's a wheated bourbon mash bill distilled by Heaven Hill Distilleries in Bardstown, Kentucky. Heaven Hill also makes other brands you know of, such as Elijah Craig and Henry McKenna. Now Larceny's a wheated bourbon mash bill with a mash bill of 68% corn, 20% wheat, and 12% malted barley. What they mean by wheated is they simply replace the rye in the mash bill with wheat, making it a wheater. Larceny is a non-chill filtered bourbon, and this batch is coming in at 125.1 proof. This is batch C924. There's 3 batches a year, A batch, B batch, and C batch. This is C924, meaning 9 September of the year 24. So this was the last batch of last year, C924. This 750 ml bottle MSRP is for about $65, $70, depending on what part of the country you're in. Now there's a lot of history behind the name Larceny. It's just not some arbitrary name. It has to do with theft. And that thief happens to be John E. Fitzgerald. Now a lot of that history is on this label. I'll read it to you. It's kind of hard to read. This is that label where the writing's not the easiest to read until you hold the black light up to it. Then it's very easy to read. I'll read that history for you. I'll hold the black light up to the bottle and show you that you can see the lettering a lot easier. Now Larceny has added a little secret to make reading this label a little bit better. Let's zoom in a little bit. We turn the lights down and turn on the black light. See how the lettering shows up much better? Turn it off, kind of goes away. Turn it on, way easier to read. So, let's keep it on and read about the history of Larceny bourbon. Larceny, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, a history worth investigating. The story of Larceny begins with John E. Fitzgerald, a man of fine taste and questionable morals. Fitzgerald was a bonded U.S. Treasury agent with the sole access to the rick houses where bourbon barrels were stored and carefully aged. Using his keys, Fitzgerald would let himself into the rick houses at night and thieve bourbons from the best barrels. When it came time to dump the barrels, some were found to be unusually light and exceptionally smooth. These select barrels became known throughout the distillery as Fitzgerald barrels and were bottled and sold as Old Fitzgerald. After Prohibition, the popularity of the Old Fitzgerald brand soared to become one of America's most beloved whiskeys. Today, John E. Fitzgerald's legacy continues on through Larceny and an incredibly smooth and exceptional small batch wheated bourbon, honoring one man's act of thievery that left the world with an extraordinary whiskey. Sometimes what's not there is the key to what is. And that's why there's a key in the middle of it. That represents John E. Fitzgerald's keys that he used to go into the rick houses and steal the bourbon. Isn't that great? Now I'm doing this review and all future reviews a little differently. I'm going ahead and tasting beforehand. That way I can give you a more accurate impression of what I tasted rather than just trying to do it on the fly during the recording. Now I'm going to go ahead and taste some right now because America, it's delicious. Look at that color. Very nice. Let's give it a try. See what the nose is like. Yum. Wow, delicious nose. Very floral, really fragrant, sweet. Just what you'd expect from a wheater. Strawberry, cherry. God, maybe even a little hint of apricot. Really nice. Nice nose. Very floral. Light oak. The caramel you'd expect. Nice complex nose, especially for a wheater missing that rye element. All right, let's give it a try. Wow, right away. Right away. That sweetness, that wheat sweetness, nutty. A little bit of a chocolate note you would expect from a wheater, kind of like a fudge chocolate. Getting a hint of leather along with strawberry, cherry, a lot of fruity, sweet notes to it. Rich caramel, light oak, a lot of flavor coming through. Really complex, nice complex flavored bourbon. And as far as the finish goes, it's a nice, long, sweet, oaky finish. Lingers on the palate nicely. You want to give this one a try. Well, it's another winner from Heaven Hill. I'd say go out and find yourself a batch. Again, this is the C924. The A125 batch is already out. As a matter of fact, I got it right here. Well, maybe we'll try this one next time. So again, these come out in batches 3 times a year, A, B, and C batch. The new A125 batch is already out. Go out, give that one a try. I'll give this one a review soon. Well, we got another banger from Heaven Hill Distilleries. If you could find the C924 batch, it's still out there and around. If not, just grab the A125 batch. This one is 125 proof. The C924 is 125.1. So essentially they're the same. Give it a try. I think it's a great wheated bourbon whiskey. I'd say if you like wheated bourbons, this is going to be a winner. Go out and give it a try. Let me know what you think of it. That's about all I've got on this one. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.